Everything else, it feels like, just runs together. It's hard to really read if that's a leg. Sort of looks like a leg. It kind of looks like a boot.
The hand that's holding the reins, fingers get confusing. One finger just wraps all the way around into itself. It's a lot to look at and try to figure out.
You must tattoo whatever your canvas wants in some of the most difficult places.
Oh, no.
From heads and necks to armpits and butts, it will take creativity to design a tattoo that fits the body part perfectly.
I don't want to touch a butt.
Let's meet your canvases. Team Christian, you won the Flash Challenge. You now have the power to assign the human canvases. Christian, pick 2 artists to talk to the canvases on behalf of your team.
I'm gonna have Chris and TJ.
We definitely want to target the middle ground. They're already turning against themselves and somewhat divided. So if we can take out the middle of the road guys, it's just going to divide Team Clean even more.
Black and gray Japanese-style frog on my butt.
You don't realize how much that ass hurts.
JP.
Fair.
He didn't learn from his koi fish.
I like this design a lot, dude.
Don't blow up my head, Christian.
I've been at the bottom a lot. I'm feeling a lot of pressure to make this tattoo really stand out.
Just have fun with it, man.
Yeah.
You've been waiting for this.
Yeah, I have.
My canvas has some stretch marks on his butt. When you're pulling your line and you run over a stretch mark, it almost shifts your liner. This can screw everything up.
Today, you are being tested on creativity, tattooing difficult body parts. JP, what was the placement?
Placement was ass.
That ain't no ass, dude.
This is insane.
It's a creative illustration, but it's a little tonal. It took me a minute to find the toad.
I do feel that this is the strongest tattoo that I've given you guys so far.
This is a vast improvement. But placing this on an area where you have all these stretch marks was really tough to get a smooth, consistent fade. When you're riding over this wobbly stuff, tighten it up.
Today, you had to prove your creativity, and based on your work, one of you will be packing your machines. Clean, why did your team vote JP to the bottom?
We felt that JP's was the one that was the hardest to determine what was at first glance.
You didn't want Kyle down here.
Is Kyle down here right now?
No.
And the judges obviously didn't pick him.
You didn't want him facing the music for that busted piece of
So you're
tattoo.
telling me that this busted-ass tattoo is better?
Way better than Kyle's. Way better.
Overall, man, I think it's a pretty solid tattoo.
You have some outlines in here that are probably some of the worst outlines of the day.
I'd really hate to go home on this tattoo.
Honestly, I saw JP being down here with 2 other people.
All right, guys, it's time to determine who's going home.
Aesthetically, Turks is my least favorite. But technically, Turks is probably the best of the 3.
So you're saying it's between TJ and JP?
Yeah.
The issue is, on TJ's, this senseless background, at least I can pick out a frog in JP's. As far as creativity, TJ, I love what you did, but as far as execution, my vote's for you.
JP's is a lot easier tattoo to do.
Also the placement. You're looking at one guy on a knee with problems. You're looking at one guy on a hip that's pretty easy with problems.
My vote's for JP.
JP.
The judges have decided, JP, you do not have what it takes to be Ink Master.
I just want to say, man, that I went from not wanting you on my team day 1 to, dude, you have more than earned not just my respect, but I think everybody in the house, dude, and you should hold your head high, 100%.
Please pack your machines and close shop. Today, you must push your creativity to the limit and create a new school food tattoo.
What? What's gonna show off color theory more than a new school tattoo? They're super colorful, bright tattoos with a lot of dynamic shapes. I'm down to eat that up.
Oh man, this is gonna get real wacky. Food tattoos in general are a little strange to me.
You need to stop trying to make art out of food. Food is to be eaten. Just eat it. Are you sure we can do black and gray?
We want something that's going to be bold and graphic, but it's going to give us a playful look at a food tattoo.
Seriously?
Let's meet your canvases.
This is my chance to bring the South down to 1. And if I have the opportunity to fire at the West, that's what I'm gonna do every time.
Texas-style barbecue ribs on a barbecue with a hanging pig on my ribs.
Wow.
Okay.
Ribs on the ribs?
It's too much stuff going on. A barbecue, a ribs, a pig.
2 ribs on the line. Both of them want too much.
What is it?
There's barbecue ribs on the ribs.
Jordy?
How you doing?
Man, ribs on ribs on ribs. Too many pigs in a pigsty. That.
You drew that?
Yeah.
You're a cartoonist, aren't you?
I used to do graffiti.
There's no way I would have had these lines as crispy as this on the ribs.
I was born in Venezuela. So like I came here when I was 4 months old, and I was younger. I got in trouble for doing graffiti.
Oh, shit.
And at the time, I was in the middle of the process of getting my residency, so I thought I was gonna get deported.
Kind of like scared the shit out of me. So I stopped doing art for 10 years, but I realized art was my #1 love, so that's when I went back and got my art degree.
Grades are in there good.
I gotta make sure I do a dope-ass tattoo.
Today, you had to show color theory with a new school food tattoo. Let's see how you did. Jordy. Your pig is so legible. Then your eye goes lower, and there's so much darkness and contrast issues, and it's very difficult to figure out what this pig is hanging over.
Then off to the side of this smoke that's billowing off of it, you have this other feature.
It's supposed to be the top of the grill.
I don't know that it's ribs. I don't know that it's a grill.
It's just like, I have no idea what I'm looking at.
Oh, bro. Yeah.
Today, you were being tested on color theory, and based on your work, one of you will be packing your machines. Jimmy, why did the jury of peers vote Jordy to the bottom?
We felt like Jordy's was definitely the most illegible. As far as color theory goes, it's kind of out of the window.
Kind of obvious I was gonna get picked. 1/3 of the jury of peers is down here with me.
This tattoo is definitely got some questionable imagery in it. The bottom part of this tattoo is one of the most unlegible tattoos of the day. All 3 of these tattoos have technical application problems. All 3 of these tattoos have drawing problems. All 3 of these tattoos have problems hitting the challenge.
I look at Jordy's tattoo, I see a pig. I don't know what I see underneath it, but I see a pig. I look at Kay's tattoo, it's obviously some kind of pastry, but I'm having the hardest time reading Jess's tattoo.
But out of the 3, hers is the most new schooly. Jordy's, man. When you have a tattoo that's not a cover-up, that looks like a cover-up, that's one of the big killers. My vote's for Jordy.
Because I dislike all 3 of these equally, I will bring it to which one I would least like to eat. And for that, Jordy, I don't know what's in that pot. So my vote is for Jordy.
The judges have decided, Jordy, you do not have what it takes to be Ink Master.
Today, you must tattoo a skull.
Yes, let's go. Skulls are just so versatile. You can tattoo a pretty skull, a gruesome skull. You can add a skull to any piece of art.
It's up to you to take this very ordinary subject matter and make it extraordinary.
Something interesting.
So many skulls have gotten tattooed in so many different ways. To really make your skull stand out is gonna take some work.
Let's meet your canvases.
These guys better get worried because I'm sending skulls their way and I hope they fumble and get thrown out of this game.
Black and gray realistic skull with a octopus coming out of the eye sockets.
I hope he gets a octopus, bro.
Jazzy?
Right here. Super excited. It's the skull with the octopus.
Oh my God, Jazzy, you need to pull back on the textures, dude.
Yeah, this is gonna be dark in here. See this ridge right here? Leave it wet.
Don't leave it. There's no way to erase some of these textures that she put in. How are we gonna fix this?
I know it's hard to do. It's so hard for me to be brave with those negative, blown out spots. You know what I mean?
I hear her talking to me, and I'm just like, got it. Just like my hand's just doing what it knows, what it knows, what it knows. Like, and I feel like the fastest way for me to get this done is to do what I know instead of me trying to train my hand. Probably should have left more skin here so it would have naturally did it, but I already was like in that.
Today, you were being tested on artistry, taking a basic skull and turning it into a badass tattoo. Let's see how you did. Jazzy. I completely lose the skull. I know it's an octopus, but the skull is very hard for me to read in this.
The one thing that I think you're not being disciplined enough on is really thinking about where the darks are and then where the blown out skin is.
Where we had some issues in this tattoo is just pulling back. I'm impressed by a lot of the textures you're able to pull off. You just need to work on when and where to use those skills.
This week, your artistry was put to the test. The judges have decided the artists in the bottom are Jazzy, Jessica. Based on your work, one of you will be packing your machines.
Jazzy, you're in the bottom because from a few feet away, it's hard to tell what this is. You got all the tricks. I just think you over-trick it.
I definitely should have left more skin, but I take criticism well. I learn quickly, and I can showcase that immediately.
Today, you must push your creativity to the limit by creating lettering tattoos.
Stop. Lettering tattoos, there's no room for error. If you have a little janky line, it shows and you can't really fix it. And also, spell your words right.
I hate doing lettering. We're used to being able to do images and tell a story that way, but it's tough to be super creative with such a straightforward subject matter.
Being creative with lettering is trying to sell the feeling of the lettering and what the word is.
Transform it so when you look at it, you see a piece of art and then you read what it says.
I don't think I've done a word in 10 years.
I do this stuff back home all the time. This is my wheelhouse. I'm golden, baby.
Let's meet your canvases.
Here we go.
Cruel Love in black and gray Gothic metal style lettering across my butt.
Interesting.
A butt tattoo?
Alina.
That's me.
Oh, butt cheeks.
The butt cheeks.
The booty cheeks.
And not make an ass out of yourself.
Gonna figure out how we're gonna make it work. I feel like I'm being really creative with the way I'm placing the tattoo. I'm also gonna being smart with the way I'm doing the lines because I'm not gonna have to stress about pulling straight lines on the butt.
Artists, there are 4 hours left on the clock.
Just keep calm and just let me do a good tattoo. I might have to sacrifice some textures. I want my kids and my family to be proud of me being a badass on this competition. Just do it. There's no other way to be here. No, it's for real. A letter and a half left.
I got this. I got this.
Today, you had to prove your creativity with lettering tattoos. Alina.
It would have been nice if the love and the cool had similar shape and design.
It looked better on paper.
It's hard to read because there's so much skin tone with gray that feels like it was thrown in at the last minute.
Solid black.
Solid
Do that shit
black.
solid black.
It's
Make that
just
goth.
I mean, it's definitely cruel.
Based on your work, one of you will be packing your machines.
Alina, you're in the bottom for illegibility.
I feel like I set myself up with this 100%. Focused too much on creativity part and kind of lost track of time.
You don't have much time in this competition. That's what it's built around. On-the-spot decisions, showing that you could just take on anything. It tests everything you got.
Judges, it's time to make a decision.
I mean, I think we can cut Jade out of the mix.
For sure.
You can't send home a tattoo that's that clean.
So it comes down to Jarrell and Alina.
With Jarrell's, it's a word with a scene above it.
I actually like the lettering on his. I do.
With Alina's, she tried to give us something big, bold, dynamic.
If you said, hey, look at this tattoo, what does it say? I'd be like,
But that was the look I was going for metal.
If it looks more like a cool design, maybe. But like, you don't want like a not cool design and make it illegible, you know? It's like two misses.
Alina, I think you took a big swing, and I think you missed big. My vote is for you to go home.
My vote is for Alina.
My vote is for Alina to go home.
Alina, my vote's for you.
The judges have decided, Alina, you do not have what it takes to be Ink Master. Today, you must battle it out tattooing a Japanese samurai.
Yes, I love Japanese tattoos, especially samurai. I do them every second day. This is right up my alley.
There's gonna be a lot of different styles for sure too.
Right.
Yeah.
With the intricacies that go into the armor, the sword, the craftsmanship that is behind a samurai, the challenge ask is intense.
It's gonna be a tough one.
God, another thing I'm just not comfortable doing.
Let's meet your canvases.
This is the most nerve-wracking part.
Colorful Japanese armored samurai on horseback, shooting a bow and arrow on my chest.
None of these sound great, but that one has a horse, and I like horses.
Juro.
It's me, bud. My tattoo is literally a reflection of all the work that I do. It's loose, it's sketchy, it's dynamic in line work.
I don't think we've seen something quite like this from you
A little
yet.
more my style, a little more in the vein of what I love to do.
What's going on the bottom with all of the cracks and stuff?
It's gonna break apart here.
Yeah. Gonna, like watercolor out.
Watercolor out. The way that I was raised was strict. We weren't allowed to watch TV. My younger brother and I would turn to just creating. My parents were both like, how do you get so much motion in your drawings? So all my tattoos, I felt like always had to have some kind of motion.
Finally show you something that I'm really comfortable with.
Cool.
Awesome. Yeah.
Today, you had to show composition with Japanese samurai tattoos. Let's see how you did. Jarrell.
I love this beautiful horse. I love the face. I love how it comes down into the muscle structure. But the horse needed the two powerful front legs so it didn't just look like a puff of smoke.
Everything else, it feels like, just runs together. It's hard to really read if that's a leg. Sort of looks like a leg. It kind of looks like a boot.
The hand that's holding the reins, fingers get confusing. One finger just wraps all the way around into itself. It's a lot to look at and try to figure out. Jarrell, you're in the bottom because the way you arrange these elements lends to like a cluttered look as opposed to a nice flowy composition.
I'm stoked about this tattoo. If you saw this on the streets, you'd just be overwhelmed by the color. There's things in there that I'm super proud of.
I like that tattoo better.
At least with Trevor's from 10 feet away, you can understand what's happening. Jarrell's, I mean, dude, from 10 feet away, you wouldn't understand what's going on. And so my vote is for Jarrell to go home.
My vote is for Jarrell to go home.
I can't unsee the backwards hand. My vote is for Trevor.
I understand.
That's 2 votes for Jarrell, 1 vote for Trevor.
The only problem that I have with Trevor's tattoo is the backwards hand. But with Jarrell's tattoo, I have a problem with the cleanliness. I have a problem with the composition. Jarrell, my vote is for you to go home.
The judges have decided, Jarrell, you do not have what it takes to be Ink Master. Today, you must create a tattoo on a very prominent part of the body.
What's it gonna be?
The face.
Uh-oh. I've never done one there before. I don't even know where to start and what would be easy or hard.
You must use adaptability to create a design that flows seamlessly from the side of the head, down the bony jawline, and onto the fleshy part of the cheek.
I got some of those.
The skin on the face is really delicate. Go too hard, you're gonna blow out lines. Go too light, doesn't go in, and tends to get overworked. Really gonna have to adapt and pivot.
Let's meet your canvases.
Black and gray illustrative Nordic wolf, starting from my sideburns, wrapping around my ear. Anthony. Yes.
Sweet. I love animals. I do wolves almost every week. Thanks.
This is probably the more extreme challenge yet, just because of placement.
I've had people tell me that, oh, you're just riding daddy's coattails. Yeah, it's a big shadow, big shoes. That's why I'm here.
I'm technically an OG, even though I'm like, kind of see myself as a young gun. It's in the grand scheme of like, you know, James being my father.
Yeah.
I don't want to play it safe. I want to impress James. I put that on myself though, right? I'm the son looking to the father, the apprentice to the mentor. But, you know, I also feel like him teaching me everything, don't want to let him down.
You know, good tattoos go home now. I'm just trying to make sure that I do the best good tattoo.
Today, you were being tested on adaptability. You had to create a tattoo on your canvas's face. Based on your work, one of you will be packing your machines. Let's see how you did. Anthony.
It's cool, it has a cool expression, it fits really well.
I like that really aggressive front fangs on the face, but these very repetitive shapes that you brought down the muzzle and throws off the proportions of the wolf. It kind of creates this wider, almost bare muzzle.
The one thing that gets a little confusing for me, it's either spit or like saliva or lightning. Like I wasn't sure what you were going for.
More a saliva sort of thing, yeah.
I don't think you needed as many negative spit streaks. The top one kind of distracts you from the texture of the wolf.
There's just a little bit of issue with readability with those textures right there.
Anthony, you're in the bottom because your tattoo lacked readability and parts of it look disjointed.
I got too tweaky with it, got too excited, and I just kind of went a little too overboard. But I showed composition, contrast, I think flow, energy. I still came up to the challenge I was asked.